South Georgia Bassing here, and we are back at it. But today we're gonna do our fishing pet peeve.
We're not fishing today. We're doing the fishing pet peeves video.
Oh, we forgot.
This is one that me and Dustin have both personally seen. I've actually seen a dad teaching his daughter and son how to fish like this, and it really made me mad. But it's when people, like, you know, you got your basic spinning reel, and then they use it like this. They use it like I guess you could say upside down.
Yeah, it's upside down.
And then
like,
they use it
come
like
on,
that.
people.
That makes
Do
me
you
really
know
mad.
how to fish?
It makes me really mad when I see people do that. I've legit seen a dad teaching his son and daughter how to do that. And I was about to go over there and be like, you need to learn to fish before you teach your son and daughter how to fish. It's crazy.
I mean, like, come on, people. Come on. Really? Learn how to fish.
Dustin's seen someone, then I've seen a few people do it before.
Then our next fishing pet peeve would be when someone crosses you while you're fishing. So, I'm like,
Calm down.
what do you get a bird?
That was a tree.
That's what trees
This
are.
bird nest is in the yard. Mono, sometimes bird nest is really bad, so you gotta be careful.
It does. I just realized that.
Yeah, well, Dustin's fixing that. What he's trying to say is when someone, like, crosses you, you know, like, when you cast, like, one direction and then someone just knows your line is right there, and then they just don't care and they just cast right over your line. And then if that doesn't make you mad, then when you reel it in and then your line gets entangled, and then the other guy that crossed you blames you for reason why it's tangled up.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, dude. Take the responsibility.
That's crazy. I don't think I've ever had someone blame me blame me, like, when someone crosses me over, and they blame me for the reason why the line's all tied up. But I don't think I've ever happened, but I have had a few people cross me before.
Okay, so I got another one then. I was thinking, and my other one would have to be when you're fishing, you catch the fish, and then they come, like, stand, like, hug up against you, cast right where you caught that fish, like, hey, bro, hey, oh, man, come on, dude, I'm not catching anything. What's up with your spot? You just caught one. And they try to steal your spot. That makes me frustrated.
Or, okay, here's another one that can make you mad. When you have, like, this special fishing spot, and then you tell, like, your friend, and then they tell, like, only for them to know. And then they tell, like, every other other friends and, like, their cousins and everybody. And then everybody knows, and then it gets overfished. That makes, I've never had that. I've had it happen, I guess, personally a few times, and I'm not answering him. But, it's Steven. And then he wants to know if he wants to buy the trumpet Strad. Or his dad said he might get him a trumpet Strad, which is an expensive trumpet. But yeah, when someone, like, takes your fishing, like, when you special fishing spot, and then someone fishes it and then tells all the cousins and all their friends, like, hey, go to this special fishing spot. And then everyone fishes at it and you can't ever get in there.
Yeah. And then, what would be our next one? When someone rigged a bait wrong. Like, come on, idiot.
Oh yeah, I brought my fish hooks out here in a fluke just so I could show you what I'm talking about. I've literally seen someone personally do this. Me and Dustin have both seen this. I actually had to rig it for them, because you know how you base this weedless rig? How you do it to the tip of the nose right there, if I can get it. And then you bring it through. Put it right there. Okay, so your basic weedless rig right there. Now that's not the best one because this one's kind of ripped up at the front. But your basic weedless rig. I have personally, with a fluke, you know it's not easy to mess up. But I've seen someone, me and Dustin have both, I had to rig it again for him. He hooked it like this. I have seen someone hook it like that. And
Like,
about
come
cried.
on, bro.
I about cried then. I mean, I literally did. I was about to be in tears.
I
'Cause
mean,
that
he
was
rigged
crazy.
it just like that. Like, no difference. Like, just like that. Come on, bro.
I mean, literally, there's no difference. This is the exact rig he did. It was crazy. Yeah, it might be hard with the wind out here.
Oh, next one. People that have an unorganized tackle box. So, they walk up to the pond. Yo, bro, what you think's working today? Sit down with them like, I don't know, look through your tackle box and I can tell you what might be working good. They flip out the tackle box and it's just like a bomb explodes in it. So, like, you can't help them do anything because you don't know what to choose
then,
because
like,
everything's busted
all
all
their
over the place.
crankbait, like trebles and like jerk baits and
Everything's
stuff are all like
rusted.
attached together because of like all the hooks and
Everything's
stuff.
attached.
I have problems
Come
with
on,
hooks
man.
rusting in my tackle box. I need to get rid of those hooks. Then put in some of those things that you have in your tackle box. But and then what was the other one? It was, and also like going along with that, when someone tells you like they're just like, oh yeah, I was like I ran out of this bait. And it's like they're just like, oh, you can use one of mine. Go, he's like, go get it. And then you get over there, and then you're like, oh crap, they didn't tell me where it was. And then when you go to, I was like, oh, you're like, oh, I'll be able to find it. And then you go in there and you can't find it because everything's like all like slam packed full everywhere.
I'm sorry for the dog barking.
We got little Chihuahua over there.
But that's a very annoying
I ain't
thing.
gonna answer you.
So, what else?
Let me think. Oh yeah, when you like, okay, so when you're like, and you're having a great day of fishing and you have a friend with you and you're catching tons of fish, and then the friend just isn't catching like jack squat, and then they're just like, they're just like, oh, today's just not a good day to fish, I guess, and it's just like, what? It's like, I just caught a, and then when they try and give you fishing advice after you just caught a bunch of fish and they can't. So first they say,
And they tell you there's no fish in the pond. Dude, there ain't no fish in this pond. What? What have I been catching?
I just caught
Rainbows?
a bunch of fish. And then they start giving you fishing advice, even though they like, or like they tell you to use, they're like, use this bait that I'm using, bruh, it works. And it's like, you haven't even caught a fish all day and I've caught like 5. What? It's crazy.
It's like you can't give
5
any
or
advice.
10. Yeah,
So,
that's probably, let me think of another one.
I just thought of one and I forgot it.
I forgot it too. We planned it out before we did this, but we didn't have a crazy amount. Usually we don't have problems.
Oh, and there's always that dude. It's like, okay, there's no fish in this pond. And they come up with so many excuses. Like, come on, man, dude, just fish.
Like, and you
You
know,
don't have to
sometimes,
come up with excuses,
sometimes
just fish.
there's legit excuses that it's just like legit, like the wind or something.
Like the wind's like really bad.
Like 20-mile-per-hour wind. I mean, like excuses like that are acceptable when it's like just random things like, oh no, the temperature's like 95 today. If it was 90, then I might be able to catch something, or it's just random stuff like that.
Like, come on, man, just fish.
Where it's like, oh, the neighbor's grass over there is starting to turn brown a little bit. Maybe that's a sign that probably the fish aren't gonna bite today. That's probably why I haven't been catching anything.
Yeah.
Or just random things like that. Sometimes they don't even make sense. Just if they say it fast enough and you don't hear them, then they're just like, oh, there's a good excuse.
And like, okay, so after all that, now we're gonna move on to this cool trick that we found out how to fix your soft plastic.
Oh yeah, I think Dustin found it.
So, if you're down at the pond, fishing your local pond, your local lake or something like that, and you look on the ground and you see a soft plastic, and like everything's still attached, but there's like a little rip in the head, just like this one, but you know, like the tail fell off.
Or like
so.
you've been fishing a bait and you only have like one more soft plastic and it's like so ripped up you can't even hook it again, but it's your only last soft plastic bait.
So you're like, what? Dude, I'm gonna throw that one away. So you throw it on the bank. Well, I hate to tell you that you're stupid. Cause with a great lighter like this one, which is a Clyde.
I found it in a dumpster. I got it for free.
But Clydes or Bic or whatever you got, you know, do. So you just take it and you just.
It might be hard because of the wind, but
Oh gosh, yeah, the wind's
you
horrible.
can do this inside. But basically, if we can't get it to work, we can just tell you the gist of it. Basically, if you have a ripped up soft plastic, then you get that lighter and you just do it. Make sure there's nothing underneath you that's flammable. Like do it outside on concrete or something, because just say usually plastic doesn't
Oh, I
rip.
got it.
But just in case some plastic does, then you want to be prepared. But yeah, it burned you. I saw that. But also no wind. But yeah, it works if you have like that last soft plastic sort of situation. It does make the top of it just a little bit softer and more susceptible to rip, but it will get you maybe like 10, 20 more cast out. With and then
It'll get you at least 5 fish in.
it'll help you save those soft plastics, like if you're low on money and low on soft plastics or something, or you just can't get some soft plastics that day. It does help. It makes it more susceptible to ripping, but besides that, it still works for like what Dustin's saying, like 5 more fish, saying that it stays on. But usually you don't want it to like burn for like forever to where it starts dripping plastic everywhere. You just want it, if it's on fire.
You know, pretty much fixes it.
Yeah, it fixes it pretty well actually.
Once it like cools down, we'll show you that it won't like rip in half on you.
Yeah, once that one cools down, after Dustin's gonna blow on it, then we'll show you how it doesn't really rip. I actually did it on a few soft plastics after Dustin told me about it, and it actually did work a little bit. But yeah, it made it a little bit more squishy and more susceptible to ripping. But besides that, you can still get at least like 5 more fish on them. They're still pretty good.
And once you do this, if you're like at your house doing it, like stick it in your freezer, and it'll like harden up the soft plastic, and it'll be just like normal, and you won't have to. It won't be that susceptible at all. So if you like just stick it in the freezer for maybe like a minute or two, it cools it down really quick and it hardens up really good. But if you're like outside, it'll like kind of harden up in a soft and gooey form. So you just do it like that and stick it in the freezer, and it's the best case situation.
Yep. I think that was about it. Besides, follow our Instagram channel. We got a new one. It's just South Georgia Bassin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's all caps. It's not like not all caps, but it's capital S, capital G, capital B, South Georgia Bassin. We got a new Instagram channel, trying to get some followers. We're about to have a video. You need to view it, because I want you to comment how you like the new beginning and the end that I put on it.
And you'll probably be seeing that
It's going to be called...
before this video.
Yeah, you probably will actually. It's going to be called Post-Storm Fishing. But if you've seen this video before you saw that video, then look at that video and tell me how you think of the beginning. It's kind of a new beginning I tried. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. Apparently, we think it's great. But it depends on what you think, not what we think.
So, like, it kind of fixes it just enough where you can put, like, a hook in, like.
Doesn't get one of the hooks.
Like, beforehand, you couldn't even rig this one, and now you can kind of just.
Doesn't fix it completely, but it fixes it.
I mean, if you hold it on there for long enough, it'll fix it completely.
Sticking it in the freezer does help, though.
Yeah. I mean, like, you can actually get a halfway decent hook in there. So, I mean, it might save you. It might get you out of a sticky situation. So, just carry around like a big lighter with you, and it can help you. So, I think that's all we really have to say.
Also, I was going to add in, I was planning on it in a few weeks. I was saving up my money. I was going to go to Bass Pro and look at a few more lose reels, because I'm sticking out lose. And I was looking at the Lose Pro G. I don't know if it's a good reel or not. I was going to ask you guys, because I've seen unboxings, but I've seen many unboxings, and the unboxings look good, but really that's not like showing what the reel can do. So I was thinking maybe some of you guys that are watching this have the Lose Pro G, and they could comment saying, hey, it's good about this stuff and this stuff. It only has like a few, like on Bass Pro Shops, it seems to be the same price all around, but on Bass Pro Shops it doesn't have that very many reviews at all. So, but yeah, what I decided to do is I'd go straight to Bass Pro and just look at all their lose reels and just to see which ones I like best. So Lose Pro G.
And say, if you're like me and you think the Lose Speed Spool's better, say that you like it, because I told Danny Lose Speed Spool's better. Because it is.
He's crazy. I'll listen to him. But yeah, I was going to go to Bass Pro and just look at some of their lose reels. I might like the Speed Spool better. I don't know. I was going to call them first just to make sure they carry it, so I can just go over there and just feel it. Feel like the general all around kind of feel. Combing and smoothness and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think that's it. Unless Dustin has anything else to say.
No, I don't.
Okay, so that's South Georgia Bassin. And this is Daniel. And that's Dustin.
Signing out.
Okay.
Like a boss.
So good.